Alright broskies, we've come a long way. It's time for episode 3. This is where everything is gonna get a lot more custom and very big brained. What we're going to do is mint an asset, maybe the same one, on the same collection, everything's the same, only that we're gonna do mint asset maybe with custom plugins. Maybe let's do plugins, which is gonna be an array of a plugin authority pair, and it can be passed in as empty. So basically right here we can just add in these asset plugins right here. Asset plugins right here. Or if we don't add in these plugins, we're now going to create a custom way to create a plugin from script, so you can then use it in a variety of different ways. So let's just do it like this: var mint plugins, which is going to be also the array of authority pair, is plugins. If mint plugins is empty, let's just maybe do size is 0. If it's if it's 0, then let's set up the mint plugin on our own. We need to create a plugin authority pair, which is going to be of type attribute, and then add in to the mint plugins. So we're going to do here is from asset plugins, mint plugins, we are going to add in right here. So let's create a new authority pair. So let's do attributes plugin. Plugin authority pair is plugin authority pair dot new, and let's actually try and inspect plugin authority pair. See, we will need to provide the plugin, which is like a generic resource. We'll need to provide it, so when we pass in the plugin authority pair, we know which plugin are we using it out of these ones, which one we want to use, because each plugin authority pair can only have one plugin. So let's just try and set it up like that. So attributes plugin plugin is going to be generic generic anchor resource attribute plugin attributes. So what we need to do is to add, so to attributes plugin, attributes value 0. This is where we will need to add the attributes class. And right here, the easiest way to go around it is actually to create it on the inspector and just try and go through the list and try and figure this whole thing out. So let's try and create one more plugin authority pair of the same type. I'm just going to remove it later on. So let's do plugin attributes, and we can see that attributes value 0 is now empty, so we need to add this one. And to create it, we need to create a new class of attributes. So let's try and do it. Var attributes class is going to be attributes dot new. So we create a new attributes class, and when we create attributes class, it's going to be null. So let's do attributes attribute list. Let's first set it to something, because at first I saw it was null. So let's try and just instantiate it as like an empty, just in case. And now when we create a new one, we can add to this list of attributes, we can add an element to this attributes list, which is going to be of type attribute, and the attribute is key and value. So let's just do var attribute of type attribute is going to be attribute dot new as well, and attribute value key is going to be I'm sorry, funny, true. It's cringe, but okay, let's just do cringe. Is this frog cringe? Attribute value is going to be true, because this frog is really cringe. So now we have created this attribute, so let's just separate it. We have this plugin, we created attributes with attribute list, and now we need to set this attribute to the attributes array. So attributes append, I think. No, how do we add to the attributes list? No, attributes, because attributes, attributes is just a class. We need to add to the attributes attribute list. Attributes attribute list append attribute. And we could do it with more attributes, but just for simplicity's sake, it's just would be just, you know, adding one more, calling attribute 2, and just setting it multiple. But let's just ignore it. And I think we have it. And now we can just set attributes plugin, attributes value 0 is this attributes plugin, I think. Is it? No. Plugin value is going to be the attributes value. So we set the plugin to this, and attributes and the value to this. I hope it's clear. Actually, we still need to add this to our array of plugins. So we can do mint plugins, append attributes plugin. So now we have mint plugins array because we need to pass in array even if it's just one element, right? So we created this attributes plugin and we added to our whole mint plugins array. And now that should probably do it. Let's go and check it out. So we're not gonna add in anything to the mint asset. And it should now, instead of cool and everything, all these attributes cool true, it should just create an asset with cringe true attribute plugin. Let's see if that's the case. For data, we don't need anything, and let's try and run it. Fingers crossed. Bim, bap, boom, 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 bim, bam. The type of shit amount you wouldn't understand. And now let's try and test it. Mint asset, and let's see if it actually created what we expected it to create. Fetch data and attributes list, cringe true. That's it, we did it. So you can see it's kind of finicky. There's lots of like class within a class. You need to go kind of a long way down, but it's for a good cause. I mean, like that's some cool shit right here. Just one more thing before we end this episode. So there's a little bit of an issue. If I using this Godot instance with my own wallet, if I go and create a collection and then I create an asset, that's all good and dandy. However, if, for example, you have a player in your game who wants to go and mint an asset from a collection, it's not gonna work because the collection owner, the creator of the collection, needs to add a stamp of approval. He also needs to sign a transaction to mint on top of that collection. And what you could do theoretically is add, like, you can hard code the collection key pair, and just try. It's probably gonna get stolen. Somebody's gonna script the data, find the collection, and just do everything with it if he finds the key pair, the owner of a collection. But you theoretically could do it. You can pass in the collection as a key pair. However, I did add a way to go around it in a way. So I set up an ability to, with these core collections, to be able to sign from a server. And I just want to go and show you how it would work. I'm not gonna do it right now. It's just too bothersome. This is an advanced use case. Like when you get everything done, when you think everything works on your test, then you can go and learn how to set up a server, so that the workflow basically will go like this. I want to mint an asset. So I do everything. I create an instruction. I do all those things, blah, blah, blah. And then I create the instruction. I send it over to the server. Server looks at it and thinks, yeah, that's good enough. I put my stamp. He signs it and sends it in a transaction back to Godot, where the user can sign as well, and then he gets the asset gets minted. So let's see how this would work. In Solana service, in the core manager, there's also now an authority signer, which can be set to, this is our Rubian server. So I have my own server of Heroku app. And approve. So this has a transaction instruction of approve. Basically what it does is just takes the instruction as a transaction, and that's it. And the default signer address. So actually this is also very interesting. So if you're not planning on having this feature, then you should just keep it empty and it's just gonna be ignored basically. And if you want, for example, the server to have the authority, you would add this default signer address right here as a key, right? Just like, like your key right here. And now when you create a collection, this will be set as the mint authority. So later on when you want to edit it, this address is going to have a say through the server. So if you plan on, like, if you just want to manage, create some collections, set everything up on the dev side, you should already have the address which you think will be the server. Anyway, this is gonna be it for now. And the last episode, the fourth episode, is gonna be about the new candy machine. We're not gonna do everything from scratch. We're just gonna go overview of maybe the changes of the candy machine. We just basically redone it from candy machine v3 to core. See you then. Bye bye.